No. The minister is sleeping. You can't say that's not the point of all.
Josie,
You can tell people sleeping now.
Josie,
This station rules the nation. Truth FM 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia.
Oh, yeah. Thursday morning. Good morning, folks. This is the TBS. Welcome to Liberia's biggest breakfast show on Truth 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia. Today is Thursday. The love of liberty matters, yeah. Let justice be done to all. And that's some of all of us. Good morning to all the 15 counties as you get up to elections. My name is O'Neill. This is O'Neill Roberts. MARKA Davis. Welcome to the TBS. 5 days to go. 5 days to elections. I know. MARKA, good morning, man.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll last it. No, this is not our last edition for the week.
Good morning. Good morning.
Two more editions.
It's great for us to be here again.
Yeah.
You know, as we attach some huge importance to the electoral process, that will also run into the activities we do here at Truth FM. So we believe that this election is major for our people, and there's a need to keep the people informed up to the day of election. So yes, most likely there will be special editions of the TBS at the weekend. Most likely. Yes.
What kind of audio every could say is saying again? I mean, 5 days to go. You can be damaged, nobody can me. Anyways, there is a Christopher. I've sent the leak audio. Okay.
George Christopher will
yeah.
There are a lot of leaked audios, circulating in in some MARKA chat rooms. Yeah.
But mind you, this
we
is
need
true
some.
FM. We don't play.
Yeah, we don't play this.
Yeah, we'll listen, but
I'll
we
go
don't.
sit down on the Palawa, your address that morning and tell the voters who is to be elected and who's not to be elected.
When someone leaving for one camp to across or what?
MARKA people trying to practice toxic politics. That's what I've noticed about them. But that will be good. I know MARKA people to be peaceful people. After all, they'll sit around the same area and stay have your normal thing. I know my brother Jeff Dayu, Winston, Augustine Sa, even Emmanuel Declan, all these guys will still sit at the same spot.
It is well. After 5 days, it is well. Damn it. I need to hear a clergyman voice praying this morning. This morning, we're not taking difficulty with the health tip this morning.
Okay.
Yes. If possible, Reverend Alfred Milson can pray for us this morning.
Just briefly?
Yeah, just briefly.
Okay.
Yes.
If he's following?
If he's following, Alfred Milson, the General Overseer of Christ Embassy.
2-minute prayer.
Yeah, just 2 minutes. Not a difficulty kind of prayer. Yeah. Difficulty pray for you lost the election. The difficulty anoint your hair. I've seen some people going to service now, going for anointing service. The oil they're wasting and bathing is not easy. Anyway, but good morning to all of you. This is the Breakfast Show. 5 minutes. We want to announce to the public we have the last shot. On Saturdays and Sunday, you hear us. On Saturday morning,
Reverend Willie is calling from Margibi.
He's not attached to no political party.
I'm not sure of that. I know him to be
if Reverend is not attached.
I'm going to be a man of God.
So men of God attached. I just want to know if Reverend is not attached, then he can pray.
I have no idea if he's attached to a political party. I only know him to
Reverend Willie, you attached? You attached to LPP or you attached to CPP or you attached to UP or the CDC? Or Lino? Let him pray.
We move.
Yeah.
He stay here. He stay here.
Yeah, let him pray.
Yeah, let's take the prayer.
Let's
take the prayer from RGB today.
Yeah.
Good morning. Yes, I think you gotta get the phone closer.
Mary, are you attached to any political party?
Person, so be a clergy, ordinary, we are all politicians, but when we talk about national prayer, I think we need to accept the political party out.
Okay, go ahead. 2-minute prayer.
Okay, Father, we thank you for Team O'Neill MARKA. We thank you for the peace-loving people of Liberia. We thank you for our political actors. Lord, we commit our fragile peace to you. We pray, oh God, as we gear towards elections in our country, that you, oh God, will take control of our processes. We pray for the next. We pray for even our first-time voters. We pray, Father, for direction and your leading. Lord, we pray after the 5 days, after elections, we pray that you will help us, oh God, that we don't have to carry bundles out of Liberia anymore.
Amen.
We thank you for our international partners and observers as they will be coming to monitor our elections. Lord, we say thank you for the fourth estate, our journalists. Help them, oh God, that they will be non-partisans and report as the information unfolds. Lord, we pray for even the local networkers, that Lord, they will safeguard our votes as they take our votes from the Bureau of Polling Precinct. We thank you, God, for everything. Let your will be done in Jesus' mighty name.
Amen. Amen.
So you see,
thank you.
Yeah. I didn't see you close your eyes, or did you?
No, I'm Usher. Usher, don't close the eyes. There will be any attack, any spiritual or physical attack.
See, one defense.
I'll be Brother Abraham sure he will tell you. Usher, don't close the eye, Maka.
Okay.
For any spiritual or physical attack. Yeah, so you can see.
But I'm not sure, yeah.
Yeah, but anybody's cool.
So you usher in your church? Really?
I Diko, I usher, I oral. Yeah, but before Maka do his lineup, I want to announce you listen to us on Saturday morning. Okay. Saturday morning, 7:15. As soon as the news bulletin ends, you hear us on Saturday morning from 7:15 straight up to 10 a.m. We call that the last shot. Then on Sunday, you hear us from 2 p.m. up to 5 p.m. The last shot.
Yes, the last shot. I like the
last shot.
Yeah.
You got can be closest on Sunday. Let's see what we have this morning.
Yes, so this morning, it is already.
I'd like to say happy birthday to Oscar Moore.
Oh yeah, Oscar.
Yeah, happy birthday, my man.
Yeah, Oscar, happy birthday.
Best wishes.
Yeah,
enjoy your day.
Yeah, so 5 days to elections, and do election tape with you maybe just a minute or two. Coming up at 8 o'clock this morning to 8:30, we'll have Dr. Clarence Moniba. He's been touring several counties. I think he's from Bapulu of recent, so he will tell us more about his engagement with the Liberian people and where his campaign stands now. Have there been more opportunity to win, or there have been decline in support? What is it? Dr. Clarence Moniba will be with us this morning for 30 minutes, intensive interview to talk about that this morning. 8:30 to 9 o'clock this morning. Integrity Watch Liberia. Navin Ireland is policy analyst at Integrity Watch Liberia. He will be here to talk about their public awareness and advocacy for the implementation of the revenue sharing law in the 2024 fiscal year. And at 10 or 9 after 10, we'll bring you sports. That's 10 after 9, we'll bring you sports, entertainment, commercials here on the show. 9:15 to 10 o'clock, Representative Kennedy District 3, Attorney John Alvin Blackie will close us up on the last segment of the show this morning on the TBS. He'll tell us about the district and his chances if he has the opportunity to win the people's votes. So in the midst of all country first, this is just what we got for you on the show this morning. So it promises to be great. Just lay back by your receiver. If you're following us via Real TV Live on Facebook, we say thank you. Yes, O'Neill and MARKA, we're here this morning up to 10 o'clock.
Yes. We owe no attachment to any political party. On going to bed with sleep sign, wake up sign. Not on an obligation to please any political parties. Yes, in the midst of all, we say country first. Good morning. And let's just give you a tip, and I'm sure by 5 minutes time we'll have the team Clarence Monoba from line with us this morning. But yes, this tip is very good. Good morning to the entire Board of Commissioners and National Elections Commission. The voting will start, and this is election tips. I want to give it out for all of you listening up this morning. And those of you voting cards are reported missing, you can come to Truth FM. We have almost 25 cards still here. It was like 100 people have started to get it. So come and see whether you have your voting card here. All right. So that promises you made to that political party or candidate. So you go and vote, and you will not sit and say, well, NEC have cheated in the process. Well, this is election tape, very good for all of you. The voting will start on Tuesday at 8 a.m. and end at 6 p.m. in the evening. 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. Make sure you have your voting ID card and go to the first center you register to vote election day. Meaning, the place where you register is the center you should go to go and vote. When you reach at the center, show your voting ID card. And I tend to bring this up, MARKA, because people saying they have taken our series number, so we can't vote again. Political parties or candidates taking our series number, it's not possible for you to vote. So I sat down and crafted something. When you reach at the center, show your voting ID card to the next staff and stand behind the last person on the line. If you go in middle queue, don't fight to go to the top. And we'll tell you, every rules you have exception. We'll reach to that. So when you reach at the center, show your voting ID card to the next staff and stand behind the last person on the line. Don't jump in front of others who already in the line. Only people who have special needs, like the physical challenge. All people, you're listening up, or you're going to vote. We don't see this thing. You should allow it, please, Liberians. Only people with special needs, like the physical challenge. All people, pregnant women, young baby mothers will be taken to the front of the line to vote. After a while, it will be your time to go and vote with your voting card. When you enter the polling place or room, they will check for your name in the final registration that they place here now, the political party will ask you for. My hand click something. When you enter the polling place or room, they will check for your name in the final registration roll. This is the FRR. This is what the FRR, NEC have given off the 15 counties to all political parties. It was because of the FRR, the Unity Party took the NEC to the Supreme Court. So when you enter the room, they will check for your name in the final registration roll. You'll be given 3 ballot paper. That's why I said we have the last shot on Saturdays and Sunday. I have copies of these ballot papers already. They are just samples. No individual picture is on it. For someone say, NEC releasing the ballot paper already. So I have sample of them already. All right. They'll be given 3 ballot papers on election day. The red for the presidency, the presidential candidate, the blue for the senatorial, and the green for the representatives. You must mark with a pen or the thumbprint in the box. So for our mothers, our fathers who can write, you can use a fingerprint to vote. There are ways to mark your ballot paper. Check mark, either you give you a knock sign or X. You must only mark one time on each ballot paper. If you say, I don't like candidate X, and you go and check, that's an invalid vote. If you using your thumbprint, you should wait a moment till the mark dries before folding the ballot paper. So if you're using your finger, your thumb, after using it, wait at least a minute. When it's dry, and then you can fold it. Otherwise, else that ink will fill the whole paper and become an invalid vote. Your choice as a voter is a secret, and no one has the right to know. This is the important one. To all of you political parties who are in possession of the people cards, you give it to them. And this is an important one for us, the media. The Elections Commission have given us an access tag. Like we said, every rules have exemption. Even the line is a queue long, will pass by that whole line and go to the front and go and vote because we have a national duty to serve the country. Yes.
Okay.
Election tips.
Election tips. Thank you for that. We are hoping that we can see Dr. Monimba here this morning. Like we said, he's supposed to be here at 8 o'clock this morning, and we'll have that interview. Yes, so folks, it's good again. We are here this morning to deliver another edition of the show to you this morning. To all of you who are following us, good morning. Again, we will still use this time to caution our voters, the Liberian people, to remain committed to the peace process of the country. This election will come and go. Even governments will come and go, political parties will come and go, but Liberia will remain here. All of us will still be called Liberians. We will live in the same neighborhoods. We will still be in the same communities. So all we can do is to safeguard this peace. The thing about public office or power is actually for the people, and they decide to give it to people they trust, especially during elections. So this is the time. Look, this time is not the time for the politicians. This is the time for the citizens. That's why when the citizens give you opportunity, you should serve them according to your manifesto or your campaign promise or whatever you promise them to do, so that when their time comes, they will look in your direction. But other than that, the right to public office is the sole responsibility of the Liberian people, and they will decide. So there is no one, it is no one's entitlement to be president. And during each election cycle, the Liberian people, if you are a representative, they sign a social contract with you for 6 years. If you are going for the presidency, they sign a social contract with you for another 6 years. If you're going for the Senate, 9 years, as enshrined in the Constitution of Liberia. So the only contract you have with the Liberian people as a president is 6 years. So the issue of 12 years is an opportunity, is an added advantage that the Liberian people can give you according to how you have led the country over the first 6 years they gave you. So no political party, if you are privileged, you have a second term, that's it. It is no party's entitlement to say maybe we'll finish our own 12 years too. Or for somebody to say, well, I'm the most popular and experienced candidate in the race, so it's my time to become president. Or I'm the youngest person in the race, it's my time to become president, so it's my entitlement. Or I'm the only female, or I'm a female, so I think it is my time to become president. No, not to say, oh, I'm a lawyer, so it's my time to become president. Not exactly. So the power to become president lies in the people. It lies in the people. That's why election is very important. And we do this, especially for the presidency, every 6 years. every 6 years. So the Liberian people, this is your time to make the decision. You should not sell your vote for any amount of money. I know in Liberia, nobody can buy a vote $100. Even if they buy a vote $100, how long you use $100? How long will you use $100? So
yeah, I have to run outside or something.
Yeah, so it is very important that we remain committed to the Constitution, remain committed to the tenets of democracy, and go to the polls on next Tuesday. As Onu indicated in the election tip, we get in the queue. Voting should start at 8 and up to 6 in the evening.
Yeah.
So we remain committed. And again, maybe Onu didn't tell you the other tip. Campaign will end on Sunday, right?
Yes, on Sunday.
So when you are going to your vote, the center where you register, remember that you're not carrying beret.
No.
You're not carrying T-shirt. You're not carrying placard. You're not carrying flyer. In fact, do your best.
On Sunday, set up everything down.
Yes, yeah. Do your best
Sunday.
Not to be identified as you go to vote. When I say not to be identified, I mean don't wear your party shirt. Don't wear your party cap or beret. Just wear your ordinary clothes. You see the way I look this morning? Wear your ordinary clothes today. Go and vote.
You can wear your football team jersey.
Yeah, football team jersey, no problem. But political identity, try to do away with it. Yeah. Yes, because some of these things bring about argument even in the queue. You understand? Yeah, so don't do that.
All right, so MARKA, I have to run out for something. This is a mock ballot. Okay. This is just a sample. Those of you watching us online, this is presidential ballot paper. Just a sample here. No presidential candidate name is on it. All right. This is a sample from the National Elections Commission. So you see, there are 20 names here when you go to vote. On the first number one, short face, the running media that Father read. That's just an example. Then next to put a radio man. What a ballot paper, yeah. Yeah, they carry in here.
Go boss.
Yeah. Radio man, few months. Yeah.
Data orange.
Yes. But these are just samples to tell you how to vote. Yes. All right. So if MARKA is going to vote, which of course you will do.
Yeah, obviously, radio man.
Yeah. That's the only candidate here, right? 20 presidential candidate names here. We will vote for. You get short face, you get apple brown, life is good, farm ball, color ball, blue ball. You get radio man. We will vote for. You get data orange. So if MARKA say he's voting for radio man, right? He just gave us a check.
Yes.
And I'm going to display this out.
Or an X mark, for example.
Yes, yeah. Me and let next time be. Yeah. He gave you a check, right? So as he gives a check, there is no need to go and mark another column, meaning that it will become an invalid vote. So this is it. So when you go and vote, they'll fold this, the next staff will fold this and present it for you. This is for the presidential candidate. I left the senatorial in the car. Then this is for the representative.
Okay.
The rep on is green. Damn it, expiring in hot quality. Take for example now, Success Tamba, James Tamba go and vote in district number 4. They gave this one. Let me see the names that they have here. All right. So if your candidate name here, will I send it on here?
Okay.
Yeah, Senate candidate.
Okay.
Yes, Senate candidate name.
It's green.
It's green. Okay, green. So it's green. They have 20 names there. They have orange data, motor green, get roll, MTN data. Which of the data you go for? Of it, you just check it. Seen it? So I mean, we're showing this to Liberian people to know that it is a right to go out there to vote. All right. When you're going to vote, there is no biometric. It's a manual voting. They'll give you 3 of this. You fold it, and go behind the queue to go vote. Your vote is your secret. Voting for 6 years, the next 6 years, that's what you're going to do. You're going to vote for what? Make a decision for your country. If you feel that, I listened to President Weah when he went to Maryland. He said, since 171 years, they spoil everything. Then yaking 5 years to make it 176 years. Expect me that people say no. So if you feel if George deserves another 6 years, when you get a ballot paper, go do it. I will tell you in the morning. If he feels that George have not done well for 6 years, and he feels that Alexander Benedict Cummings, who has said his vision is to fix the whole system, the judiciary and everything, if you feel it's Cummings, you go and vote him. If he is Joseph Boyka, who say he's want to rescue, you go and vote him. We're not telling you who to go vote for. No. If Clarence Monuba, a young man, he said, well, he's going to be the next Emmanuel Macron. You know, France have a very young president. And it's time for young people to look his direction. If he is Clarence, you go and do it. If you is Tewon Gongolo Council, you go and vote. So Sarah Besselo, if we want to have another female president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, I mean, go and vote. So we will be here as a trusted. This is why more people listen to us on elections day. As a trusted media institution to announce results to you. Unannounced results. The National Elections Commission have said every day to bring results, to read out a press conference every day, beginning from tomorrow. So on Saturdays and Sundays, we'll have the last shot. If you want to say if you are campaigning, you still have 3 days to do so. 3 to 4 days. It's Thursday, it's Friday, it's Saturday, right? Sunday, you say goodbye to it. If your campaign is not resonating well, you can change it small. It's the attack versus attack, jabs versus jabs. When the ball bounces, play change. When the people go in that voting room, I keep encounter a guy who said, when he went to vote, this person was never on his mind. I swear. Yes, the guy said it off the record. He said when he went to vote, the person he had in mind that he been supporting all along. But when he got behind the ballot box, you don't know what got over him and said, I can't vote the man. You see, he said, I'm going to lose vote for no reason. He said, no, the man, that's why I've been supporting him. I've been in the crowd with him, but I don't think he can make a good leader. The man changed.
Just in split seconds.
In the split seconds. That's why I'm saying nobody have won these elections. But what I can tell you, there will be a second round. So fight to get in the second round, but why? When I say fight, not about the gono. Yesterday, the phone RPG. I forgot to tell you. Right in Painesville.
Okay.
I think the AFA is on charge of this. They found a racket. RPG is a racket grenade. I mean, the thing on the ground looks still fresh, new. And we contacted the Armed Forces of Liberia. Yes, the chief of staff, they are on top of it. The guy found was displaying it, my man. I was scared. You're holding a rocket grenade. Yes. So convince your crowd, turn it into votes, please. That's why we're coming back. The show we call The Last Shot on Saturday and Sunday is not for attack. If we bring guests, it's a per time. If we'll give you 20 minutes, we'll be doing 20, 25 minutes for each of our guests. Those who will be successful to come true.
Sure.
Win the people's heart. Tell them what you want to do. We move, the team.
Yeah, we move. So there's a little problem with the team from Lino. Want to call live or we just
yes
move?
I think we'll go for mobile. Yes,
okay.
Yeah, so why are you trying to do that?
The campaign sportsman will join live. I think the dog is having some issues according to so let's speak with Samuel Sankara Johnson to give us update on the recent trips across. And yes, Samuel, you can place in a call and let's speak this morning with you at least for a couple of time on the show this morning. This is Truth 96.1 FM, the national campaign spokesperson of Lino, the Liberian National Union. The head of that party, the standard bearer, is Dr. Clarence Moniba. So Samuel Johnson is the campaign spokesman national, and he will join us by phone shortly. Yeah, so we'll pick him up.
Yes, so as we anticipate his call, the last shot on Saturdays and Sunday. The Daily Observer wrote an article and then I took keen interest in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Can Cummins, Alexander Benedict Cummins, outperform President Weah, Joseph Boyka? It's a question mark.
Mm-hmm.
You know, normally people say we don't have time for reading too much in our country.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have money, just put it in a book. That money will not be missing. That money will be there as long as you think it's there, because no one will go to the book to go and open it. But it's a very beautiful piece on the Daily Observer.
Okay.
Yes, we'll look at that on Saturday on the last shot. Ken Cummins outperforms President Weah and Joseph Boyka? It's a question mark from the Observer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so on the last shot on Saturday, let's see if we can get Sankara.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so we'll get him through this morning. By 8:30, the team for Integrity Watch will be here.
Okay.
9 o'clock, sports and entertainment. District number 3 seems to be one of the hottest area now when it comes to politics. Not easy in District 3.
District 3.
District 3. District 3 have now overtaken District 2 when it comes to the politics there.
It's getting tense.
It's getting, you get Patrick Kumoya,
You know,
you had T. Wanake.
you know when the game starts, the tempo can be very slow. As the game is going to an end, the tempo can.
You got Sumo Moba. There's a legal man who is coming. Council is coming.
Okay.
Yeah, he said all of you will make it noise in that District 3 there. That district need a legal person.
Yes. And his name is Anthony John Alvin Blackie.
Anthony Blackie.
Anthony Law.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to the legislature.
Yeah. So all about just saying Sumo Moba will say T. Wanake will say Patrick Kumoya, Kuku Double, but I said Kuku 2 is a council. He said no, she was there before. But he said District 3. But again, want to encourage you all. We're building up the taste to listen up to Truth FM on elections day, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you want to place a call, you can use this one and place a call to Sankara. Yes. So on elections day, listen to Truth FM. You trust us with the results. Trust me, Librarians. Radio is not secret. I say this to anybody. You've been following up since day one of the campaign. You've been following various networks. All of the networks you have been following, there are some of them, I mean, no discredit, they have been partisan way. But we yet at the Truth FM, that's why you listen to us to announce unannounced results from where? The National Elections Commission.
I think you're trying to call. They say
it's a back-to-back.
Yeah.
Somewhere
you have to call. We are dealing with time, man.
Yeah. Man, we're in the country there. So it's a back-to-back thing. As the results will start to come in, thanks to the Elections Commission, we have almost 75 access pass for our journalists. Okay, almost 75 for our reporters, our guys in Nimba. The entire Nimba team have gotten the access pass. Cyprian calling the rest of the guys in Nimba, Koto in Lofa, in Mangibi, in Grand Kidman County, in Grand Bassa, in Bon County. In River Cess, River G, and so on. Yes. I think you're having a good to go.
I'm not even sure what it is. Samia?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Let's get one more shadow move. You can hold the
show.
Can hold the show. Can hold the show.
Like that.
Okay. Can hold the show. Yeah. You consider him because it's somewhere in a remote part of from Liberia. Yes, I think that there is it.
Sankara Johnson.
Good morning.
Good morning. So why are you delaying to place the call, my young man?
No, you on. Go ahead. You just go ahead.
Just go ahead.
Look at that.
You're already live, so.
No, my man, you just go ahead. You forgot about you recharging. Yeah, my God.
Good morning to the great people of Liberia. Good morning to our guardian men and women who are presently navigating their way at the headquarters of the Liberia National Union for the presidential bid of Dr. Paris Moneyman, that of the vice presidential bid of Madagascar. It's a pleasure to be on your platform this morning.
Exactly. So we were to have Doug himself. However, there are other issues. So you, as the national campaign spokesperson, You are live on the TBS this morning. Give us some updates when it comes to recent travels across the country, especially in Western Liberia. How is Lionel?
All right, so basically, we are very committed to the transformation of our country. We are very committed to the improvement of the living condition of our people. And the standard bearer, Dr. Clarence Monitor, with a new vision of a new Liberia. In his vision, he wants to ensure that he understands the living condition of the people. He wants to understand that what the people that present are undergoing, the kind of hardship the people that are undergoing, even though we understand some of these prevailing situations, but we need to have a visible evidence to ensure that yes, indeed, when we get to the presidency, we know exactly how to attack. So the president have been able, the president Witty have been able to navigate his way through Lofa County, Bomi County, Great Kima County, Nina County, Bapuru County, Pong County, Great Brook County, Great Chida County, and this is one of the most famous things that is unprecedented in the political dynamics of the country. That a presidential candidate says they can be open MARKA in that of O'Neill. This presidential candidate have been able to travel to over 350 towns and villages with motorbikes, where he's being able to move it even where God cannot reach. He's being able to move in towns and villages to ensure that he can understand the living conditions of the people and all of the sectors. Everywhere we went, every towns and villages, the women will speak, the youth will speak, the older people will speak, the town people will speak, so that we can get a clear picture of the living condition of the people and what are the situations that are confronting them. So we have been able, and the political leader, as we speak to him, just came from Great Bapuru this morning and getting ready now for the grand launch of the campaign process, where the masses of the people are presently navigating their way at the headquarters of the Liberia National Union. So I think the campaign process has been extremely good, and with the kind of a reception that we are consistently receiving, it clearly demonstrates to you that the people of Liberia are really yearning for a genuine, now we just change, but a genuine change for me to ensure that their life can be improved. So the campaign process has been very good with us in terms of visiting various counties.
So what is the Lions doing today or tomorrow?
All right, so basically today, the Liberia National Union with its political leader, Dr. Clarence Monument, Madam Grace on the ticket of the Liberia National Union, today will be doing a closing launch of the entire campaign process of Maserado County, and then the vast majority of the disenchanted, the oppressed, the suppressed, and none of the destitute masses of the people of Maserado County are now navigating their way to ensure that they can send a clear signal to the people of the world and our international partners that yes, indeed, for the last 5 years, Mr. We are not being able to provide basic healthcare facilities for the people. For the last 5 years, our people are living in a destitute condition. For the last 5 years, our people have not been able to have access to quality education. For the last 5 years, Mr. We have not been able to economically improve the living condition of the people. For the last 5 years, Mr. We have just break or failed promises. So they will be sending a resounding message this morning and today that yes, indeed, we are tired, and the only hope and aspiration to restore the dignity of Liberia is Dr. Clarence Monitor, and that is the reason why the masses of the people, as we speak to you now, the entire thing on our party headquarters now, as we speak, and you can send a reporter there now. The people are presently now all around Cinco now.
What do we expect? What do we expect to see? I remember the day Madam Grace Pond was officially announced as the vice standard bearer on the Linus ticket. We saw a parade in the streets across Cinco. And recently, some top political parties also in the country that you are competing with, they have had their various launch programs at the ATS, and we saw the crowd. What do we expect to see today as Linus closes its campaign activities in Montserrat?
So basically, the Liberia National Union with the new vision that we have brought to Liberia, where especially with the manifesto of a new Liberia, We don't follow people. People are always copying from us. If you monitor the social media, we brought the new Liberia's vision to Liberia. We got our manifesto. Today, the Unity Party guys, they are now moving with the new Liberia's vision. All political institutions are now talking about a new Liberia. So we don't copy from people because we understood that almost all of the political institution is like a political competition where almost every individual are now going at the 8 year, everybody 8 years. So we are not in competition with anybody. So we are
somebody says, well, maybe the 8 years is too large for the London crowd. You will not be able to fill the field.
So because of the quote unquote mere competition for which other political institution can even fill once, look, you got less than 22,000
sitting capacity.
Space, right? Sitting capacity for 8 years. And we are talking about almost 40,000 individuals coming to grace the occasion today. So how will we go to 8 years? People will still be us. So why not all of us be us? This is the equitable distribution that we are talking about that is enshrined in the national constitution of our country. So we are saying to you, like you ask the question, what do we expect today? Dr. Monima today will be explaining to the Liberian people because all of the other political actors, all of their launching, and MARKA, you are not playing any essay where Father explaining in his launching his vision for Liberia, or either George we are explaining, or either Kumin explaining. But today, Dr. Monima will mount the podium, explain to the Liberian people his vision in all of the sector, the agriculture sector, the educational sector, the security sector, the economic sector of the country, how we can be able to improve this sector, most especially having a vivid and empirical evidence of what he has seen with the living condition of the people. He will be speaking to some of these things. So today, the vast majority of the people of the country are now moving from all sectors. And just to give you an itinerary, the president in waiting, the 26th president to be announced in January, will be moving with an array of supporters from District 1, District 2, District 3, District 4, District 5, District 6, from SD Cooper Road Junction, and they will parade through the Principal Street of Monrovia through the Stockman Boulevard, and then they will get at the party headquarters, the vast bearer. Manak Christie, former superintendent of Maserati County, will also be paraded from the Broadview end alongside the national party chair. Will be paraded from District 17, District 16, District 15, District 14, District 13, and then they will meet with the people in District 9, District 8 and 7 at the University of Liberia campus, and then there will be a grand parade to ensure that we will have a convergence of a gargantuan mass gathering of the masses of the people in a single period. And that way we can say to you today is a resounding message to the world that yes indeed, Dr. Monima is prepared for the presidency of the country.
So this allegation or claims we have heard over the time that when political parties are launching, they go in the neighborhoods, give people money and give them t-shirts to gather. Are you doing the same?
As a matter of fact, people came with their own t-shirt. Our political institution are not in the business of giving people money. We have brought ideas to the table. We have brought a new dynamics to the politics of the country. We have brought new vision to the politics of the country. We have brought new thoughts to the politics of the country of Liberia. So we are not giving people money. That's why you don't see people moving around the Naki, Bata, or whatever. It is about ideas. And Dr. Monima have always said to us that let us move our idea. Let us ensure that the ordinary masses of the people can feel our impact. So we are not giving money. If we believe in the transformation of the country, you cannot be voting for people who contested 2005, who contested 2011, who contested 2017 with the same agenda. I want to take a challenge now. Go to 2017 agenda of the Unity Party. It's the same thing. It's just a copy and paste. Go to the agenda of the ANC. It's the same thing. Go to the agenda. In fact, the CDC don't have agenda, so I don't want to call the CDC thing. So
the people are implementing the proper agenda for prosperity and development.
Yeah. So the proper agenda for prosperity, I know you want to win in the debate, but then the proper agenda for prosperity and development told us that they were going to provide 1 million jobs every year. Every year.
So where are we?
Have they been able to provide that? Then you have more finance minister who said they are taking 24 million people out of poverty, even though the Nigerian population is 5 million.
It was a slip. It was a slip of tongue. He made a correction.
So it was a slip of tongue.
Mm-hmm.
It clearly demonstrates to you the kind of a leadership process that we have. So if a country population is just 5 million, and then you are saying that 24 million people have been taking all the poverty, it clearly demonstrates
he mistakenly said 27 million anyway.
Even though Joseph Waka even said that Liberia is 190 some more years old, that was also a slip of tongue.
But Liberia is more than 200 years old. You know that Liberia is more than. Okay. But I want to let you know we've been celebrating bicentennial. That means over 200 years of this existence. Anyway, that's that. Let's look at security. You are carrying huge number of Liberians outside today. What measures are in place to ensure that they go home harmless?
So basically, the National Elections Commission were concerned, and they were informed of our motion today. All the political parties were informed of our motion today, and that is the reason why today no political institution in Monrovia, the seat of the nation, will be doing any activities today. So we expect the Liberia National Police to provide maximum security for the Liberia National Year of Dr. Clarence Moniba, Emara Christie Bank, and all of the supporters. So I just said to you, yes, it will be brand, it will be this, but I think the entire government is informed and the electoral body is also informed. So we expect that level of security to be provided for our partisans.
What are your expectations after this major activity today?
Our expectation is to ensure that the people will move to the poll on Tuesday, next week, Tuesday, to ensure that Dr. Moniba, number 13, they will vote in New Liberia. Because this is the only political institution that has presented a clear political agenda for the transformation of our country. This is the only political institution that have people with democratic political credentials to represent our country in the international level. And that's what we told people, MARKA. The very day Dr. Moniba and Malagrace will be inaugurated. Less than 2 hours. The international community will be pouring into our country. You have a man who got 2 masters, who got 2.
You're making a promise. You're making a promise. You're making a promise that will be a point of criticism of your government if you have one.
Less than 2 hours, the international community will be pouring to the country. You got a man who has served as a former consultant to the World Bank, former consultant to the African Development Bank, former consultant to the United Nations, work at the Liberian Embassy in Washington, D.C. He got that democratic political credential to represent the hope and aspiration of our people. So we can assure the people of this country the level at which Liberia is present with the kind of a numerous threats. Look, and this is one thing that we must be able to talk about, and Dr. Moniba will be speaking on it today. We should not gamble the lives of our people on the basis of our desperation for political power. Not because, look, any results that come tomorrow, we will accept the results from the National Elections Commission. It will be the will and aspiration of the Liberian people. Nobody should threaten the peace and stability of the country. You cannot be threatening the peace and stability of the country that you claim that you want to represent the over 5 million people that we want to represent. And today you say, if you know the party now, if LPP now, if ANC now, we will do that, we will do that. We all know the 14 years of civil process in this country. And that's why the Liberian people need to be cognizant of. You need to vote a new breed of political leaders. 2005 was the Unity Party and CDC. 2011 was the Unity Party and CDC. 2017, Unity Party and CDC. We have a multi-party democracy in this country. And to restore the democratic tenets of the country, you need a new breed of generational leader. And that only hope is Dr. Clarence Moniba and Malagrace of the Liberia National Year that can restore the hope and aspiration of the people of this country.
Samuel Sankara Johnson, National Campaign Spokesman Lionel there. Let's get your party comments, Chief.
So, to our listening audience, and first let me say thank you to whoever you are an independent institution, no matter what the circumstances may be, people may talk about you. But we think that from the angle of the Liberia National Year, Malagrace and that of Dr. Clarence Moniba, we think that you people have been doing extremely well and there will be no there will be no independent democracy. And when we do not have an independent media institution, and we want to appreciate the both of you, O'Neill Roberts and Marcus Davis. So, former party comment want to say the Liberal National Union, live in peace. Let us go to this pool with ideas. Let the Liberal people investigate and analyze the political vision and ideas of our people. We have said consistently that we want to improve the educational sector. No one individual that will graduate from high school by having at least 2 years of technical vocational education. We have said that we want to improve the agriculture sector. We will ensure that we divide the entire country into sectors, that no one country in this country will not have something to produce for the consumption of the masses of the people. We want to ensure that we improve the health sector, that every health workers in this country, our nurses, our doctors, must have a better living condition and better wages to be provided to them. We want to improve the security sector, that yes, indeed, the security sector must not be, referred to as the CDC security, the Union Party security, the land security. We want to make the security an independent security. We want to restore that yes, indeed, our passport can be recognized in the international community. Even to honor that we are government, that our passport are in the hands of terrorists, are in the hands of money launderers, are in the hands of bad people. And at the end of the day, when you are traveling to the MARKA, you have been scrutinized, you have been intimidated at very airport. This is the thing that we want to restore. So if you believe in a true Liberia, you want to see a brand new Liberia, you want to see that yes, indeed, Liberia must foster the educational sector must be improved. You have no other alternative. But the only open aspiration is Dr. Clarence Monday and Malagrace Lima. Number 13, if you go to vote, just go down the line. See Dr. Moniba, number 13, and see Malagrace Lima, number 13. But today, the casual gathering of the masses of the people will send a clear signal that yes, indeed, the masses of the people are not going by crap, are not going by money. They are going by ideas. And this is the kind of ideas that we bring to the table. Thank you very much. Thanks for the opportunity. We will always be open. Watch the show today. The people of the Republic of Liberia will be sending a clear message today that they are tired of the suffering of that they are ongoing person. And we are prepared to restore the dignity of our people.
All right.
Thank you, Samuel. Thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you.
It's always a pleasure.
Samuel Sankara Johnson,
Sankara.
yes, national campaign spokesman of Lino, the Liberian National Union there. Dr. Clarence Moniba speaking with us live this morning on the TBS here on Truth 96.1 FM. We're hoping we can have our next guest.
Yet to see. So, easy. Look, I love it. Let's everybody will win it. Everybody. Even you even have like bro first movement.
Yeah.
The man say he's in the driver's seat.
Exactly.
Yeah, check out Mustafa Kuyate, like bro first movement. The man say already in the driver's seat. His party is a rousing first round victory for Sheikh Kuyate. Kuyate, oh, you laughing? The man winning.
Oh, yeah. Everyone is confident.
Everybody. That's yes. Nobody got a specific vote keeping a basket waiting. Yes. On election day,
it's the decision of the Liberian people.
We'll make it.
Yeah.
He said. Yes, this is the breakfast show. So I have to go back for this one. So this is the ballot paper of let's do it. The Senate is the blue. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the presidential ballot.
All right.
Yes.
They red?
They red for the presidential. So when you are going to vote, take for example, O'Neill is a pool washer. Oh no, a ballot box paper issuer, right? Then MARKA come to vote, right? I'm folding all three. You can't Then the pool washer then will be right there. Say, let me see, where's your voting card? I gave it to you. The 43 ballot paper. Yes, the man receives 3. Make sure you open the ballot paper. They'll display it, and the pool washers will see it. After you finish voting, you go and put it in the dustbin.
Okay.
Yes. And you walk out just like that. At the end of the day, in political parties, this is about time now. You should be looking after your pool washers. Try to put your pool washer. But now, you should be able to set up a war room. Some of you don't even have a war room. It's a sad thing. The last time I brought a guy from Solution Tech here, wants to help Liberians, candidates, political party, to set up the war room. If you win the election, you know, they'll do the percentage watch, everything. I mean, people don't even call to follow up. I brought a guy here from Solution Tech. Some of you have not even set up a war room. So after voting, these ballot paper will be counted 1-1. All right, and be displayed on the bulletin of that polling center.
Okay.
That is that result now. Then your pool washer will send into your war room. Say, oh, district number 4 at Wetonan High School. Precinct 1 put in place number 1. At the precinct put in place number 1, liability. They call your vote right there. Room 2, liability. They call your other room there. Yeah, call on me. They get anything hot. But yeah, let's go to our reporter. Henson Dago is live on the line. Henson, yes. Where are you? As you say, I mean, in Salala, Bon County. I remember Breezy Road. Anyway, so we have our guest with us in studio.
Yeah, so
Saturday and Sunday watch out for the last shot. Yeah, the last shot. Someone say, yeah, that's a good show. A good one. I love the name, The Last Shot. So we have the guy from Integrity Watch, Liberia. His name is Navin Ireland. He's a policy analyst. With us on the TBS this morning. It's great seeing him this morning. Good morning to you, Evan. How you doing this morning, Mr. Ireland? How is it?
Good morning, Olio, and good morning, Marka. Well, things have been going very well at Watch. It's a pleasure being here once more on the True Breakfast Show. This is one of my favorite shows, and I love being here all the time.
You monitor every morning?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so I thought about getting ourselves echo in the back, coming back to back. Great. So I thought it was that report your release for political parties spending too much. So I said, won't come for the interview. That report is sent out. Yeah, it said Democratic has spent more than any political party. I mean,
definitely. We are doing a lot.
Yes. I thought we'll have to work on that. Yes, the audio quickly.
Yes,
sorry.
so
yeah. Yes, let's see. Yes, let's make a short adjustment, please. With this, we had our terrible feedback coming up. Yes, but definitely we're going to do this. Yes, I think we're good to go now. Yes. Ireland, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so yesterday we released our second report on monitoring exercises on political party campaign finance, and that report is sparking somehow a little bit of controversy. Yeah. No, we are not scared. We are not deterred. It's our service to our country, and we are obligated to carry out these services to our country. So yeah, yesterday we put out our second report. You should visit our data center. We have reports coming every day. I mean, these reports, we have our monitors in all 15 counties, and they are sending reports in real time. So yesterday we just a gist of what we are receiving. There are still more reports coming in, and we'll collect reports throughout the society campaign.
Someone's listening up to the radio and hearing Marvin Ireland, policy analyst, live on the show. Let's talk about Integrity Watch a little bit.
Integrity Watch is a civil society organization. We are based here in Liberia. Our work is primarily centered around issues of fiscal transparency. We do a lot of work on the budget. We do budget expenditure tracking and monitoring. We also review concession agreements, taxation, illicit financial flow, beneficial ownership with concessions, and among other things. But we carry out some work also on elections and democratic governance. Currently, we are monitoring campaign finance regulations in accordance with the National Elections Commission's regulations. And we are also documenting hate speech throughout the campaign period. We know the campaign period always tends to be tense, so we document some of these hate speeches that come out during the period. So in case of any uncertain event, we'll be able to know who are some of those people that sparked some controversies that led to these things happening. And we also have a corruption reporting platform where citizens can download this app on their phone. It's called Talkie, and you can report corruption at any time, anywhere across Liberia with evidence attached, and you can choose to report anonymously. So those are some of the things that we have done at Integrity Watch. But today I'm here to talk about governance issue. We have been one of the lead advocates for the implementation of the revenue sharing law, which was passed in 2022 through advocacy from Integrity Watch also. But since the passage of this
law, what is the sharing law? I mean, the sharing law, you care to talk about it?
So in 2018, the government of Liberia passed into law the Local Government Act. This Local Government Act was established to decentralize administrative power and fiscal power from central government to local authorities throughout the 15 subdivisions and other sub-national, sub-local levels. As part of the local government act, a component of the local government act calls for revenue to be shared so that they could be used for development within the different political subunits. But there was a sticky part of that local government act because we have other laws like the public financial management law and the revenue code that prevented such revenue to be shared. So because of that sticky issue, there were some amendments and a new law was made to commemorate the local government act. This was called the revenue sharing law of 2021. And through some of our cases, the revenue sharing law was passed in 2022, signed into law by the president. This revenue sharing law describes and explains clearly how revenue should be distributed between local authorities and the national government. For example, natural resource revenue, it clearly states how the counties are to benefit. Counties that have natural resources, how they are to benefit, what percentage of share they are to get for natural resource revenue. Communities that are affected by concessions or operations in their counties, how they are to benefit and what shares they are supposed to receive. And even counties that don't have natural resources, as the fact that some natural resources have other counties which are part of Liberia, those counties that don't stand to have natural resources, you also benefit. So it also explain how they should get their share. And it talks about other revenues collected from the state, like our regular taxes, on-source revenues, and other things, how it should be distributed. Like the on-source revenue is clearly stated that it should be distributed 60-40. Every revenue collected in the county, 60% remain in that county, and the remaining 40% sent to the central government. So it explains how these funds should be distributed between central and local government. But then as part of the local government and the revenue sharing law, the county's structure was changed. We now have the county administration who's headed by the superintendent and that's fiscal development superintendent and so on. And we also have the county council. The county council is more like the legislative arm of the county. They will be responsible to make laws, to see that laws are being to take actions on violators, fines and other things. And they will also be able to review budgets within the county, budgets that will be coming through the revenues that are now going to be shared. They will be able to review these budgets. They will be able to set up development priorities and allocate funds for development within their counties. So that is where we are now. We have been pushing for the county council to be established in all 15 counties. We were able to work closely with the Ministry of Internal Affairs. Today we have county council in all counties across Liberia, but there's still a challenge. The county councils, they're actually made up of 9 persons in each counties. 2 represent civil society organizations, 2 represent youths in the county. We have 1 disabled representative, 1 women representative, 2 representing chiefs, and 1 person representing the elder council. So those are the component of the county council, but they are supposed to be assisted by 2 civil servants. 1 person is the administrative officer who is responsible to execute the day-to-day running of the county council's office, and the other person is the legal advisor, because these people will be making laws, reviewing budget, and they'll be passing other legal instruments. So they need someone who has the legal background to be able to guide them. To date, we have been informed that Nima County has a legal advisor, but they are yet to have an administrative officer. The rest of the counties that we've been talking to, they are yet to have either administrative officer or legal advisor. In fact, the county councils do not even have an office. They are not functioning at all, even though they have been set up. There have been lots of trainings. Donors have been interested in supporting the county council because this is new to Liberia. If you're setting up a whole new organization, you have to train people, make them understand what they are expected to do, make them understand what the objective of their functions are, etc., etc. So there have been lots of training, a lot of investment, but we cannot keep investing and training these people when they are not putting it into practice. They are not fully operational. They are not operating. And part of the fact that they are now operating is because there are no resources available to them. That is why we are using your airwaves, hoping that we get to some of the political aspirants, some of the current lawmakers to understand that we need to empower our county council so that they will be able to have the resources available to them to be able to carry out development adequately in their counties. And we are asking for this to be done in the next budget, our fiscal year 2024 national budget. Mind you, as per the PFM law, the draft budget should be submitted by the end of this month. So we have been having some consultation with the Ministry of Internal Affairs. We're hoping that even if it's not going to be fully implemented, but there should be some steps to see that some revenue sharing component are enshrined within the fiscal year 2024 national budget. And we also want to send this message across to our lawmakers that for some of them, it could be the last act of service to their people. I mean, for the next budget that will be submitted to them, could review and push for the revenue sharing law to be fully implemented into that budget. For those who will be coming on board, maybe this is an opportunity for them to know that this is a governance issue that they have before them, and when they ascend to that position, we expect that they'll be able to act adequately.
So you talk about the setting up of the county councils, and you're also talking about this budget sharing law. I always hear about this board. What role does the board play?
Which board
You
specifically?
talk about a budget, I think the revenue sharing board, trust board.
The revenue share. So it's the county council. So like I said, the county council is more like the legislative arm of the county.
Okay.
The two more likely similar to how our national structure work, where our legislature review budgets, they allocate budget expenditure to different lines, ministerial agencies, but that won't be the case with the county. So they will be able to set their budget for development initiatives. They will identify projects. They will be able to know what they want to spend the resources that are being collected in their county on. The resources they are spending will be some of the portion of the revenue that will be shared as per the revenue sharing law. So, like I said, natural resource revenue and own source revenues will be the allocations on how those revenues will be shared. So their component is what's going to be left with them, and they are going to be able to allocate it for development purposes within their
You
counties.
mentioned that most of them are not as functional as expected. So what are the factors?
So the primary factor is the fact that there's no finance. They do not have the resources.
But
that they need
we
to
have the
function.
construction companies in these various counties. Then how come?
It's not the responsibility of the concession company to fund the office of the county council. The county council should be funded by the government of Liberia. They are a component of our county structure. Just as the government is funding the superintendent's office, imagine a superintendent who doesn't have office, who doesn't have computer, who doesn't have staff in his office. How is that county going to operate? That's the same way. That's the situation we have with the county council.
So
we have a whole county council that do not have administrative officer, legal advisor. They don't even have office desks, computers, chairs, those basic things that they need.
And we're talking about revenue sharing.
Yeah.
So I mean, how come they don't have this kind of support, especially to fund their office, the administrative costs, and all of that?
So in everything we believe there are some challenges. Mind you, we all understand that before this power sharing was enshrined into the law, the local government act and the revenue sharing law, there were people who had power and authority over some of these funds that this county council will be managing now. Before, there used to be a county sitting. If you are aware, the county sitting, yes, they will go and discuss on the county development funds, etc., etc. Now, all of those people that were in charge of the county sitting have been put aside. We now have a new group. So the county development funds, social development funds, and all revenue sharing funds that are going to be given to them is now going to be managed by the county council. So we believe that part of the reason why the implementation is delayed is because some people do not want to relinquish this power and authority that they have. For it to be now turned over to the new crop of people that are going to be able to administer these resources. That's another part that we think is causing the delay. And thirdly, another thing that's causing the delay is probably the level of awareness around these laws. We do not think that a lot of people understand the consequences of this law, what the counties stand to benefit if they stand to receive revenues that collected from within their counties and is now being used by them for their own development initiative. A lot of people don't understand how much it's going to impact the county. So if people are not aware of the impact and influence that this is going to have on them, you see that a lot of people will not be pushing to see these things being implemented fully. So we are now using these airwaves to be able to get the public to be informed, to interact with the public, and to allow them. Now we in campaign period. A lot of people are coming to us, visiting our communities. These politicians are more accessible now than ever before. We need to bring some of these things to them. Oh, this is a governance issue on the table now. We want, when you get there, these are some of the demands we have. Make sure that the revenue sharing law, the local government is fully implemented upon ascendancy into the legislature.
So what's the makeup of the council? How are members selected?
So we work with the Ministry of Internal Affairs, Integrity Watch, and work with the Ministry of Internal Affairs to set up guidelines and regulation for the county council. These guidelines clearly states how the members will be selected, their functions, and their relationship with the county administration, which is the superintendent and the superintendent's deputies. So aspects election, I mentioned that there are different groups that are represented on the county council: the civil society organizations, youth groups, disabled, women, chiefs, and elders. So, for example, the civil society organizations will then assemble. So, first of all, the tenure for the county council, 4 years. So, the first group, there was no guidelines set for their setup, but we had discussions with them and we understood some of the processes they passed, and we were able to collect, put some of together into the new guidelines that we drafted. But as per the guidelines now, civil society now, we assembled the parent civil society organization in Montserrat, for example. We call on all civil society organizations, and they will deliberate together and select or elect. It's up to them. If they choose to have one person, if they choose to go to election, they will now select that person to represent, or the two persons, sorry, to represent civil societies on the council. But that process will be monitored by the Elections Commission magistrate within the county, and will be certificated by the Ministry of Internal Affairs. Mind you, there are also requirements for people serving on the county council. You must be at least 25 years old. You must be a taxpayer. You must have done some community service. You must be out of politics, because it's a non-political position. So there are other requirements too that the Ministry of Internal Affairs and the NEC are going to review to see if this person met the criteria to serve on the county council. And it happens for every group. The disabled will do the same. The youth groups will do the same. The women, etc., etc.
So if the council is going to be maybe overseeing district or county development funds and things, what becomes the function of the PMC, the Project Management Committee in the various counties?
So the PMC is going to be dissolved, but it's a gradual process that is not happening now. So they are currently in a transition process where the PMC is going to go step by step into the devolution of PMC. But that is going to be something that the county council is going to take full responsibility of. They are now going to implement development. So it's possible there will be a new group responsible for implementing, but they are going to identify those projects that are to be undertaken in the county and allocate funds for those projects to be implemented. Not necessarily projects, but identify revenue sources. They can now determine what other means they can collect revenue from their counties with. They can now pass laws within their counties, laws that meet the situations of their various counties. So there are a lot of other functions assigned to the county council.
Okay. Well, it sounds good. So, like you mentioned earlier, we're going to the processes leading to fiscal year 2024. I mean, what message, what caveat, what is the Integrity Watch sending out there to even people who are in the process of preparing the draft budget?
We see ourselves as partner to the government. We have been working with them. Like I said, we had some close consultations with the different ministries and agencies, like the Ministry of Finance, the Revenue Authority, the Ministry of Internal Affairs. We've always had consultation with them. Our next plan of action is to have a collective consultation or meeting, stakeholder engagement with the Ministry of Finance Finance, Ministry of Internal Affairs, and the Revenue Authority, where we can all sit and identify some challenges in implementing the revenue sharing law with the next budget, and where we as civil society can provide our own support to the government, and where there are lapses that needs to be covered, we can all identify that and see how we'll work on it. But for now, we are only calling that for this to be included into the next budget. And we are now also not just looking at the executive arm. Mind you, the budget is going to be sent to the legislature. Even if the executive do not include components of the revenue sharing, the legislature have the power to do so. So we are also turning our attention to them. We are calling on each and every one of them to be able to review the budget. I mean, this is a service to their country. Review it, see how the revenue sharing impact their counties, their communities, and be able to put something in the budget for this law to start its full implementation.
So what response are you getting from the various stakeholders you're engaging on this matter?
So the response is positive. I mean, we are cognizant of the fact that government have their own challenges. We recognize that very well. According to our partners, the Ministry of Internal Affairs and Ministry of Finance, when the local government act was passed, they came up with a 10-year plan. The first 5 years, they wanted to set up structures. The county council should be set up. They wanted to settle all boundaries dispute. Mind you, now, even though we have our counties, there's one Liberia, but because of concessions and other things, we have to clearly understand the boundaries and who stands to benefit from what concessions are operating within the counties, because the revenue sharing law has component to benefit counties and communities within concession areas. So those are all some of the things that they wanted to at least have organized within the first 5 years. But according to them, there were some challenges. Remember, we have COVID for about a year or two, so it slowed the pace of the progress that they are supposed to make, and that led to them fully establishing the county council this year, 2023. But notwithstanding, we still believe that they could have done more. So we are now pressuring them. We are now working with them, providing the support to see how best we can fast track the full implementation of the local government act and the revenue sharing law.
Well, you are pushing, you are providing education to the public, at the same time pushing policymakers to consider this. I mean, how positive and confident are you in achieving what you're doing? Because I know this is a kind of project-like work you are doing, and there could be a set time to achieve certain things.
So our goal is to see the revenue sharing law being included in the fiscal year 2024 budget. So we have been having some positive engagement, but we are not the kind of organization that are complacent with a little progress. We want to see that this is not this progress we are talking about are not just words. We want to see it enacted. We want to see the budget and see that, okay, yes, all these promises that have been made, they are actually in full action. And we have started engaging the executive. We are not going to stop there. We are going to robustly engage the legislature going forward. We have been trying to make some arrangement to have to sit with the legislature and discuss with them on the revenue sharing law. But unfortunately, we are in a period where it's so difficult getting our lawmakers to sit with us. Many of them are either campaigning for themselves or campaigning for other political candidates. But we're hoping that as the election tends to calm down within the coming weeks, we can be able to sit on the table with them before the budget is submitted to them for their review.
How is this period the right time for this advocacy or awareness, considering that we're going to campaign? Most likely 2024 will have new member of the legislature, maybe we'll have new president and all of that. How is this period perfect for what you're doing?
I mean, this period doesn't take away the fact that our country has to run. I mean, the local government, mind you, is a law that has already been passed, just as we have the different laws that our country currently operate on. Just as we have them, it's the same as the local government act. It's the same as the revenue sharing law. So we are not asking them to do something that is not on the book. It's already on the book. It just needs to be implemented. So the fact that we are going through election doesn't take away the operations of our country and what those things that are supposed to be done. So we understand that, okay, yeah, people are busy about making sure that they get the political offices that they need, but the Liberian people still need to have the development that is intended for them. The various counties still need to have the revenues that should be given to them for their own development. Our county councils still need to be fully operational. They have been commissioned for over 3-4 months, and many of them don't even have offices. They don't have chairs. They don't have the county support staff. So these are things that are pending. These are things that need to be done. Whether we have election, whether we don't have election, these things need to be done. We are not going to wait until the entire political period has calmed down before we start pushing for these things to be done. In fact, we think that this period opens a window where we can be able to get these people attention to be able to act swiftly. Because if you want the people to elect you, these are some of the things that you could tell the people that will be able to make them to say, okay, this guy is coming with a real vision and goal for us. So we think that we can use this entire electoral period as an opportunity to engage with them and get positive results.
Well, that sounds good. So I'll just give you another 2 minutes to clearly send out that message again concerning this revenue sharing law, and then we'll take a few calls to interact with the public and hear their view on it.
Okay, thank you, Marka. So the revenue sharing law, maybe I should just I think I gave a little gist of how the own source revenue will be distributed. Maybe I should talk a little bit about natural resource revenue.
Yeah.
So there are many indicators on how some of these revenues will be shared. Natural resource revenue, like I stated, a component will be distributed on communities that have been affected by concessions. That is nearby community, either close to a mining site or close to a railroad track, etc., etc. They all stand to benefit at least 5% of revenues from natural resource or concessions. Counties that have concessions within them stand to benefit about 10% of the revenues that come from those concessions. We also have 25% of revenue coming from concession distributed among all 15 counties. Mind you, I said all 15 includes even a county that already got the first 10% of revenues because the concession is within their county. They also stand to benefit from the 25% that will be shared among all 15 counties, and so on and so forth. That's 40% revenue distributed within the local and sub-local government area. The remaining 60% of natural resource revenue will be sent to the government for their own budgetary allocation. And then the same will be done for own source revenues, taxes collected within the counties. 40% will be retained in the county and 60% sent to the government. So due to the local government, the government established what we call the county service center in all 15 counties. These service centers are all at the various counties administrative buildings where provide different services like marriage certificates. Now citizens don't need to come to Monrovia for marriage certificates, for driver lessons, for to pay certain taxes to LRA, to get national ID card. We're even pushing that even passports should be available at the county service center. But these are all some of the challenges we face. In the last few budgetary allocation for county council have been just $30,000. We think that's very small for operating county council, and that has been one of the reasons why these service centers haven't been fully operational. You go to some service centers, you do not get efficient services. Some of the windows are closed. They're not providing the kind of services they should be providing. In fact, even the county service center in Benton, Monrovia County, has been dormant for years. There's no one there. There's no services being provided there. So these are all some challenges we're facing. If we want to decentralize our government, we must be intentional about it. We must provide the funds that are needed for our people to be able to get the services that should be given to them in the different political subdivisions.
Okay, so if you're following, we can take at least a couple of calls on 0770-202579. 0770-202579 is the number you can call to participate. We have with us this morning as our guest the policy analyst at Integrity Watch Liberia, Navin Ireland is our guest this morning. We are talking about the revenue sharing law. Let's speak with the first caller this morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. According to the act, what you were explaining in front of the letter of the people who participate in the council. I remember for example, the youth also be elected by the whole country. But I think that they are elected by the youth group. So let me clarify that for me, please.
Okay, you clarify that. 0770-202579. That was the time when I asked about the I mean, how the members of the council are selected. So, and he mentioned about the civil society, for example. So he would say more about how the youth representative can get on the council. Good morning.
Good morning, Marka Davis. Let me say good morning to the student guest. My name is Moses Tuasoya. I'm calling you from 12 House here in Beansville.
Okay.
Let me applaud him for the role they are playing to get the guys who are working for us, even though most of them feel they're working for themselves, and to implement the laws. You know, I listen to him right now, but my concern is the time frame. These guys are campaigning to implement it now to the next budget. I really don't see it possible. But however, maybe
but the people who campaigning are not the one who are doing the draft budget anyway.
No, I agree. But the budget goes to the legislature. Now, most of the guys who will be coming in are new guys. Though they know the law, they will have to go through it themselves. The local government has the decentralization policy. All these policies are good.
Integrity wise will continue to engage and they will understand.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought it should just be calculated from the next government.
Well, Moses, thank you for joining this morning. 0770202579. I can take two more. Yes, let's see if I can take two more. 0770202579. And if I cannot get that two immediately, we can go back to Mr. Ariland. You listen, somebody was concerned about the youth representative.
Oh yes. So I will just give him a little scenario with how the youth was selected in Grand Bassa. For Grand Bassa County, they have the Grand Bassa Youth Caucus. That's like the parent youth within the county. So when the information reached that we needed the county council set up, the superintendent sent a communication out to the Bassa Youth Caucus, and then the Youth Caucus now assemble all the different youth bodies within the counties, and all of them came, sat down together, discussed who will be selected from amongst them to be sent to the county council. And based on their discussion, they selected two persons, a male and female. The president of the Basel Youth Caucus was selected, and I think someone from Basel University Student Association was also selected. That's the selection process. Mind you, I mentioned that when this was done, there was no guidelines and regulation to guide the process of selecting county council members. But months later, we were able to develop that. So now we have the guideline regulation that fully explains the processes leading to the selection of county council members. I will advise the caller to visit our website, the Watch website. We have the guidelines available there for him to download, and he will have a better understanding. The next caller, who was interested in knowing whether this is the right time. I understand that, but like I said, the government is now on pause. The government is still operating despite the fact that we are in campaign period and we are heading to elections. And the next budget that is currently being drafted is going to be submitted to the current legislature. As per the PFM law, this budget should be submitted no later than October 31. We're hoping that there won't be another violation of the PFM law as it has been done in the previous years. So if all things remain constant and the budget is submitted by October 31, we expect that the current lawmakers will have at least 2 months, November and December, to review the budget and take actions on it before it is being passed into law and we head into inauguration for the new government and have a new legislature assembly. So that's why we are targeting the current lawmakers as of now. When we have a new set of lawmakers, they will open window for more engagement. We'll be able to meet with them. We have already started engaging some aspirants, political aspirants, some potential lawmakers. We've been engaging and identifying them as general responsible budgeting champions. And now we believe that if we're able to work with them, we can have them to channel all of our different agendas on the floor in Parliament.
Let's close just in 1 minute. You can state your parting comments, Chief.
Okay, thank you, MARKA. First, let me say thanks to the True FM family and the True Breakfast Show for affording me the opportunity. Integrity Watch is always welcome here. You people have been very receptive to us. We hope to continue this relationship. And I would like to encourage you also to continue to engage with our data center. We are collecting reports every day on political parties and candidates campaign financing. I think from our reports yesterday, it clearly states that there is gross violation of our political campaign financing regulations. We hope that we can all put hands around to ensure that these people who are violating actions are taken against them. The essence of the campaign financing is to create a level playing field where the poor candidates and the rich candidate can be able to compete equally. So we are working towards that, and we are also that our engagement will yield dividends, and the revenue sharing law will be able to be implemented into the next budget. We are going to do all necessary engagements. We are going to engage the public. We are going to engage policymakers, stakeholders, and legislature executive, and we are positive to get a good outcome out of it. So thanks once more for a 40-minute opportunity.
He is Navin Ireland, the policy analyst at Integrity Watch Liberia. He has been our guest here on the TBS. We're taking a break. We'll bring you sports this morning with Naomi Tapia on the Truth Breakfast Show. It is a regular feature on the show. Yes, so let's join Naomi this morning to bring us sports. Good morning, Naomi.
Morning, Mark. Good morning, everyone. Zimbabwe's black cricketer Henry Olonga says he has felt hated for 20 years following his black armband protest against his country's then President Robert Mugabe. Olonga and teammate Andy Flower made the stand against the death of democracy in their country at a jointly hosted 2003 World Cup in South Africa and Kenya. The pair have lived in exile ever since, while Mugabe remained in power until 2017. Flower will go on to push England to successive Ashes triumphs. A different path awaited Olonga with an appearance on TV talent show The Voice in 2019, where he was coached by Disney's child star Kelly Rowland, bringing him back to his first love, singing. The journey that began by escaping Zimbabwe under a blanket, however, has taken its toll. Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp wants the Premier League game against Tottenham to be replayed after Luis Diaz's goal was wrongly disallowed by the video assistant referee. Vieira Darren England and assistant Dan Cook did not overrule when Diaz was flagged offside at 0-0 on Saturday. Liverpool lost 2-1 thanks to a 96th-minute goal from Joao Matip. BBC Sport understands there is no prospect of Premier League considering a replay, and it is unclear whether there has been a formal request from Liverpool. Asked whether the club had asked or who asked the Premier League for a replay, club said at this stage we are still going through the information we have. Referees Barry PGMOL released the audio of discussions between the match officials over the offside on Tuesday. In the audio, England says the check is perfect, swearing when he realizes a mistake has been made. And the 2030 World Cup will be held across 6 countries in 3 continents, FIFA has confirmed. Spain, Portugal, and Morocco have been named as the co-host, with the opening 3 matches taking place in Uruguay, Argentina, and Paraguay. The opening matches in South America are to mark World Cup centenary, as it will be 100 years since the inaugural tournament in Montevideo. The decision is set to be ratified at FIFA Congress next year. FIFA also confirmed only based from countries from the Asian Football Confederation and the Oceania Football Confederation will be considered for the 2034 finals. Following that decision, Saudi Arabia announced it will be bidding to host the tournament in 2034 for the first time. FIFA's decision to host the tournament across multiple continents has drawn criticism, with one supporters body accusing football's world governing body of engaging in a cycle of discussion against the greatest tournament on earth. FIFA President Gianni Infantino said, in a divided world, FIFA and football are uniting. Montevideo in Uruguay, the city which hosted the first World Cup match in 1930, is first to stage the opening game in 2030, with matches in Argentina and Paraguay to follow. The rest of the 48-team tournament will then move to North Africa and Europe. The change of hemispheres means World Cup teams could find themselves playing in 2 different seasons at the same time. That's all from our sports desk.
Well, thanks to Naomi Tapia, Post is a regular feature here on the Truth Breakfast Show on Truth 96.1 FM. Let's take some commercials here on the show this morning as we await the arrival of our next guest on the show this morning.
Just not working with Filipino show business. Don't worry, I got the perfect solution for you. I heard it on the radio. They've been announcement again. Just listen.
More light at home, more possibilities for greatness. Orange Energy is a reliable solution to all light problems. Inspired by the sun and changing lives, one beam at a time. Brighter days are here. Orange Energy now provides reliable electricity at affordable rates. With solar kits starting at $6,565 Liberian dollars and monthly payments starting at $1,600 Liberian dollars. Visit any of our stores or POS to purchase your kit.
Brings you closer to what matters. Orange.
Staff and stand behind the last person on the line. Hello, my Liberian people. Tuesday, October 10th is our elections day. The voting will start 8 a.m. in the morning and end 6 p.m. in the evening. Here are things you need to know about the voting process elections day. 1. Make sure you have your voting ID card and go to the first center where you register to vote on elections day. 2. When you reach at the voting center, show your voting ID card to the NEC staff and stand behind the last person on the line. Do not. Hello, my Liberian people. Tuesday, October 10th is our elections day. The voting will start 8 a.m. in the morning and end 6 p.m. in the evening. Here are things you need to know about the voting process elections day. 1. Make sure you have your voting ID card and go to the first center where you register to vote on elections day. 2. When you reach at the voting center, show your voting ID card to the NEC staff and stand behind the last person on the line. Do not stand in front of others who are already in the line. 3. Only people with special needs like the physically challenged, old people, pregnant women, and young baby mothers will be taken to the front of the line to vote. 4. After a while, it will be your time to vote. Give your voter ID card to the NEC staff so that he or she can check if you should be at that center. The NEC staff will also show you your polling place or room. 5. When you enter the polling room or place, they will check for your name in the final registration room. 6. You will be given 3 ballot papers on election day. Red for presidential, blue for senatorial, and green for representative. 7. You must mark with a pen or thumbprint in a box in front of the photo of the candidate of your choice. There are 3 ways to mark your ballot papers: check mark, or an X, or with your thumbprint. Note, you must only mark one time on each ballot paper. 8. If you mark using thumbprint, you should wait a moment till the mark dries before folding the ballot papers. 9. You should fold each ballot paper separately and put the ballots in the rifle box. 10. Your choice as a voter is a secret and no one has the right to know. Please watch out for the following on election day. 1. All registered voters are to vote only one time. It is a crime to attempt to vote twice or more. 2. Please avoid violence during the election. Violence is not good during election because elections come and go. We will have to live together to build Liberia after these elections. 3. Do not get involved in any campaign activities on elections day. If you see anyone campaigning, please report to the NEC. Vote Liberia. Hello, my Liberian people. Tuesday, October 10th is our elections day. The voting will start 8 a.m. in the morning and end 6 p.m. in the evening. Here are things you need to know about the voting process elections day. 1. Make sure you have your voting ID card and go to the first center where you register to vote on elections day. 2. When you reach at the voting center, show your voting ID card to the NEC staff and stand behind the last person on the line. Do not stand in front of others who are already in the line. 3. Only people with special needs like the physically challenged, old people, pregnant women, and young baby mothers will be taken to the front of the line to vote. 4. After a while, it will be your time to vote. Give your voter ID card to the NEC staff so that he or she can check if you should be at that center. The NEC staff will also show you your polling place or room. 5. When you enter the polling room or place, they will check for your name in the final registration room. 6. You will be given 3 ballot papers on election day: red for presidential, blue for senatorial, and green for representative. 7. You must mark with a pen or thumbprint in a box in front of the photo of the candidate of your choice. There are 3 ways to mark your ballot papers: check mark, or an X, or with your thumbprint. Note, you must only mark one time on each ballot paper. 8. If you mark using thumbprint, you should wait a moment till the mark dries before folding the ballot papers. 9. You should fold each ballot paper separately and put the ballots in the rifle box. 10. Your choice as a voter is a secret and no one has the right to know. Please watch out for the following on election day. 1. All registered voters are to vote only one time. It is a crime to attempt to vote twice or more. 2. Please avoid violence during the election. Violence is not good during election because elections come and go. We will have to live together to build Liberia after these elections. 3. Do not get involved in any campaign activities on elections day. If you see anyone campaigning, please report to the NEC. Vote Liberia.
Maggie become the Senator Oscar Cooper there. Let's join O'Neill Roberts now. He's seated with John having this morning, our last segment guest. O'Neill?
Yes. Great. So it's great to be on the last segment of the True Breakfast Show 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia. So I was just displaying to him, Maka, interestingly. You have not seen sample of the ballot paper? Yes. You get it, man?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah. So I was just displaying it. So those of you watching us online, we have sample of the ballot papers between now and Monday. We'll be teaching our people, how to vote. Those of our mothers, our fathers who don't know how to vote, how to mark the paper. And like we always say, in the midst of all country of friends, Liberia first, Liberia second, Liberia last. So we have Anthony John Alvin Blackie, district representative candidate number 3, with us live on the TBS this morning. Good morning to you. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Oni. How is it going?
Great. How is the district?
It is okay, except that it's politically challenge, and we are ready to heavily charge.
Okay.
So we are part of that activities, and we will prepare the challenges ahead.
Great. So just introduce yourself for the benefit of the listening audience.
Okay, I'm Anthony Alor John Alvin Blackie. I hold bachelor degree in accounting and one of the first trained magistrate judges from the James A. Pierre Judicial Institute. I hold a degree in law, and I also hold a master's degree in finance.
Great. How long you been residing in the district? District 3?
I came in the district early 1999 as a student, as a renter. Now I'm where I've been there over a little over 23 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, and a property owner.
Okay, so you understand the district
I understand the district well. I know the demarcation of the district. I know the challenges the district is faced with.
What's the most difficult thing? Someone's in District 3. District 3, most time we get a district name. If you want to become a lawmaker, what's the most challenging thing that you want to push up?
You see, Micah, if you see in Liberia, most of our activities are challenged because most Liberians are challenged when it comes to reasoning. reasoning is what we need to tackle. So education must be our foremost priority in the district. You see, currently, as I speak, when I moved in the Mauritius Farm area, in just 2021, when I built a duplex, I thought it was as a low. This place, I can have it as a residential area, but I think health should be our concern, one of the foremost concern of the district.
Okay.
In that area of the district, we decided that the duplex we build, we have 3 locks there. So we say, we will, as upon our ascendancy to power, the first 100 days we want to get this place as a community clinic. Normally people call it government clinic. And because we have 3 locks, the other section of the lock we just unoccupied. We intend to use that place to build a government school. Normally it's public school, people normally call it government school. So we will use that as a government school. Because if you look at the district, the challenge is most of the inhabitants of the district are very poor people who cannot earnestly earn a daily meal. And then you have most of the schools in the district that are private schools. Most of the people cannot afford to send the children to the private schools. So we say, look, we will erect a building that will be called the government institution, so that at least we can make, upon my ascendancy, so we can tell government, look, government come and get your teachers, get government teachers, employ them in a school, so at least our students will pay not more than $2,000 Liberian dollars, at least to build the capacity of our poor people in the community. So that is one of the main reasons.
Okay, let's go look at nowadays. Most people don't look at platform. Let's look at the platform from Antonin Plaki. So tomorrow, if you win the election, well, the people can remind him maybe you're not performing and say, but you told us if we elect you as our lawmaker, this is what you promised us.
Okay, from my own analysis, being a lawyer, synthesize and communicate with the district, we know that the district is severely challenged when you see most of young people's minds are cirrhosis, and then you need to build a capacity as to their reasoning, conscience. So we thought of rehabilitation, because most of the young guys are involved with drugs. Most of the young people are involved with drugs. You find out that drugs market is almost like a wheeler market now in the district. So we are saying that, look, instead of you running, chasing after the guys and then trying to kill them or even murdering them, the best thing you can do is to rehabilitate them. Because if you do not rehabilitate the guys, they will pose serious security challenges to the country. Because the guys, they become criminalized, they are getting to have criminality as their profession, and they build capacity every day. So the best thing you can do is to drive them away from criminality. You have to build capacity. That is to rehabilitate them. So one of the foremost things I'm going to do when I become a representative is to, talk to my colleagues, let them make a law that will be enshrined to the point that rehabilitation, we will have rehabilitation centers built in all the 15 counties.
How well do you understand the district? I mean, District 3 nowadays. Now the politics in District 3 have become so hard. How well do you understand District 3?
Yeah, District 3, I understand very well. I've been there 23 years now. I live there. My mother lives there. I have 5 horses at Cheke Junction. I have duplex in Mauritius Farm where I currently reside. I'm using that place at my political office. And then the understanding is that we have such a district all over. We get to know that people are so desperate for the position. Desperation is so high. There are people who don't even live in the district, don't have anything to show in the district, but they want to be representative of the people. We say, look, how can you be representative of the people if you do not know the issue of lawmaking? Challenges are ahead. You have people thinking about making laws. They don't know how to even read, can comprehend, can synthesize and analyze legal documents. And you want to put them there. So this is why most of the lawmakers will become failure, because they do not understand the issue. So being that we know the issue very well, like the challenges the district is faced with, the issue of police station, the issue of school, the issue of health center, I think we can work it out with the district, with the leadership, that is the community leadership. At least we can be a better district.
So I agree with you. Yes, it doesn't require me to have a degree, but have a Liberian reach the age constitutional wise, so I can contest for the position.
But this is what the law says. The law did not set any set procedure, but reasonably, you have to be knowledgeable to what you want to do. Basically, law only take me to be a station manager here. I don't have any knowledge in journalism. And how you think the place is going to run? I don't have the basic knowledge. So if you go and make law and if you have a serious-minded country, serious-minded people, you need to have people with the basic knowledge of what you want to do. Take for instance, you have somebody, you build your place, you build a house, and you want somebody to zinc the house. And you have the mechanic and you have the carpenter. Then you want the mechanic to to zinc your house because the carpenter will charge you, higher amount. So it doesn't work that way. If you have people with the basic knowledge, like for my own background, I work with, I serve as a magistrate judge. I work as in-house lawyer for Global Bank. I work as the Ministry of Labor, as hearing officer. I'm a practicing lawyer. So there are challenges in the law that we need to look at, more especially the civil and criminal procedure law. These laws are holding all, tight to the extent that many people might not get justice on grounds that the laws, the way it's fashioned, the laws are archaic. Most of them are archaic. We need to restructure our laws.
Okay, great. So I need you to all leave 5 basic pillars that district number 3 will say yes. This district need a legal pricing. Someone will definitely there. Well, we'll work with the people. What are the 5 different things? I'm seeing your platform, your outline, so many. Just 5 or 3 of them. The district will say yes. Let's give this man a try. We have seen a lot of lawmakers go in and out. They have not met the expectation of those residing in the district.
Basically, the restructuring of the elder council.
The elder council.
Yeah. And then looking at the community ordinance, that is, they say, the community laws. Because if you want to have a functioning community, you have basic laws that will guide them. Okay. But most of the people there are just behaving the way they behave because there is no law. So when I get there, we will work with the community elders, the leadership, so at least to create a platform where we can have community ordinance. The ordinance means the community laws, so that the law will be able to guide our people. Let's say, for instance, most of the community leaders are people who do not sleep at night. People take cases to them, and then they are not being paid. So if we have general township in the rural communities that have been paid, getting enumeration from government, it's better to equip these community leaders to at least the level of general township of township. Because if you look at the population they control and the kind of work they do, I think they need to get some compensation. So these are some of the things we need to look at in the district, so at least to motivate them. Because the guys are midnight, you see people calling them, oh, community leader, people are fighting, people are hurting people. You have the community leader to go out to face the people. You have to give them some level of compensation. So when I become lawmaker, I will convince my colleagues, give them the reason why the community leaders.
You mean every community chairman across the board?
Yeah, but
because there are some cases that can start from the community chairman and start taking to the police station or go to even the courthouse.
Yeah, but that's why you even need to have community court.
Okay.
Because the court,
community court.
Yeah, the courts are overburdened.
Okay.
Some court are overburdened. Mm-hmm. That's why even at a certain stage, you find that the Supreme Court was saying that there are some minor cases that people go to. It's better if somebody, the community leader, go and sign for them. Mm-hmm. Because once you have too many people going to prison, you find out that the government is going to be spending more money. So it's better to create community code where community leaders will have jurisdiction over certain matters. That when they are dealing with the matters, they can handle it from their own end instead of they're taking everything to the court, which overburdens the court.
So that is just one of your agenda there, I think. Yeah. What's the next? What's the issue of healthcare? Anything part of that?
Healthcare, like as I told you earlier,
challenge.
It's still a challenge when it comes to healthcare system, delivery system. Okay. This is why when I entered the Morrison Farm Committee, I decided to build a structure that upon my ascendancy, a representative of the district will be used as a government clinic. On the doctrine.
Not your private clinic.
It's I don't have the capacity to run private clinic. I'm not a nurse.
I mean, I've seen lawmakers who put that clinic in that name after retirement.
No.
The clinic remains like it could be turned over to the district?
It will be turned over the district on the doctrine of eminent domain.
Eminent domain.
Eminent domain means that the government will be able to buy it. My property is my private property. We will give it to the negotiable government, buy it, and have that place used as government clinic, and also build a community school there. We are going to initiate the process.
Okay.
So if you do that, I think you're going to build the capacity of the poor people in our community. Most of the young guys will come there to school. Most of the poor people children will be there in school, and then you find out that even people who cannot afford to go to private clinics, they will be taken care of at the place. Under the doctor, eminent domain, we're willing to give the property to government.
What are some of your trade in the district? Someone is listening. I can say, well, Anthony John Alvin Blackie, well, let's vote this man. He had done this, he had done that. This cannot be erased for our politics. Oh, what have you done? What have you done over the last year? What have you been?
I've been in the district for 23 years now.
Granted.
I got 7 courses in the district of my own. I will tell you that this district, being a lawyer, I believe in confidentiality.
Okay.
That is to say, people who have done work for or given personal assistance, I don't have to come to name them. But people who want to follow my trial record can go to my Daniel School, Victoria Williams, Messiah, just within my own community, and even how you call this school, Salvation Army.
Okay.
You're going to get to see that we are helping students. We are not giving 100% scholarship. This is why people get confused about scholarship. We are not giving scholarship, but we are providing financial assistance. There are people we bought bookwear for, some people who bought shoes, who bought synagogues. We build a capacity, even paying that graduation fees. Like in recent time, I pay almost $5,000 only for graduation fees. Registration has come, I pay almost 3,000 plus USD only for registration.
I've listened to someone say, well, council don't have the money and he wants to be lawmaker. And that's why he's not printing all of the biggest billboards, the t-shirts, the flyers. I listen to that gossip. Does that disturb you? I've not reached out to you.
No, but normally we are used to these things. Whatever gossip messages, these are things that are not supposed to move. So, but we have our own capacity. We don't have to come to say, oh, we are the richest people, or I'm the richest person in the district. No. I just have to go, be sincere to my people. Like what I have done, everything in the district, people know that I'm a sincere person. Riches will come with a lot of responsibility. But in our setting, for my level, you can consider me to be a poor man now, because I don't need to be representative.
Maybe that's splashing that regular. Giving the macro loans, there's all of that. All the clients are doing.
You have to be strategic on it. You have to be strategic. I don't have to be representative by my own car, build my own house, ride a very good Mercedes Benz. No, I have all these things available to me. So it's not something that I'll come to show. I got this, I got it. No, these are my personal things. My contribution to the district will be people come to position as to what they know. When Liberians start to vote for people based on the level of intelligence, I think we're going to have a better country. But if you do not have people voting people based on their level of intelligence, or because somebody gives them one cup of rice, that's not what we're going to do. So I go to people and tell the people the truth. If you want to vote for me, vote for me. But don't vote for me because I've come here. We stage a program where I spend maybe $20,000-$30,000 on you. No, don't vote for me because of those things. Vote for me because of my level of competence. Because this capital building is where you have a better government if you have better capital building in our own local, in our own locality. Because the capital building is where people who understand the nature of the basic issue of lawmaking should go. Because you go in there to read and analyze, bilateral agreements, concession agreements, but you have people who do not have the basis. That is why if you go to court, even if you are a PhD holder, the judge will be asking you, where is your lawyer? Because you don't understand the legality, the legal instrument. But then you have people, because of greed, because of desperation, because they want to enrich themselves, they want to go there. It's so bad for this country. It's so sad. If you have your lawmakers going to international conventions and they are sitting there, other countries like Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Those guys are presenting papers. If you have the lawmaker sitting in the back seat, it's so sorrowful because they don't have the basic knowledge. You understand what I say? So we need to professional people who have the basic knowledge of what they want to do, so that at least they will be able to enhance our day-to-day life. Let's say, for instance, before the war, there were BCA, DB, National Housing and Saving Bank, Agricultural Cooperative Development Bank. We need to get a system here where when you have your land, you have all the deeds, go to the National Housing and Saving Bank. We need to establish it. We need to activate it, so that at least with your documents, at least the National Housing and Saving Bank can begin to give you loan. So we're going to be asking government to go and borrow money, so at least to build the capacity of our people, so that once you get the loan, give it to them, so they'll begin to build their houses. So you give them 25, 30 years, you find out that this country is going to develop.
Our start of voting, in some way, somehow, does that concern you? How people vote differently? Does that worry you? What's your numerical strength?
Yeah, basically, we in the professional cycles, we are dealing with a lot of professionals. Most of my friends who work with the bank, magistrate are not in politics, so we know their family. We talk to their family personally, and then in the legal sector, most of my friends are lawyers. They talk to their family and friends. So with the analysis we're making, with
the majority,
with the kind of analysis we make in the district, I think the strength, because people vote for you only people vote for you not because of yourself, because of the connection you have with other people. People who are telling that people to vote for me, not because I have done something for them personally, but because they know my own capability, my ability to perform. That should be the hallmark.
That's how we should vote on the nationwide.
Yeah, that's why some people vote based on competence. It's not what somebody gave you. You see, if we cannot vote people based on their competence or the technical know-how to the office, we're going to have everything messed up. Only why will you employ me here at Truth FM and you want me to be the news director when I do not have anything? I don't have any knowledge about compiling news. And you think there's something good will be going, something will go on here? Nothing good is going to go on here if you make me the news director, because I don't have the best knowledge of that. So let us get the merit system. That is why in Liberia you find that the educated guys are going beyond the uneducated guys for a job. Only in Liberia you have PhD supervised high school graduate. So that is appalling. That is so bad. We need a system. There is no system. There is no system.
When you travel to other countries, you respect all rules and regulations. You go by the system. And the moment you touch the soil of Liberia, everything changes.
Because there is no system. There is no system, Oni. You need to start from the community. Build the capacity of the community by having community ordinance. So the people in the community will know their responsibility to their own community. So it should gravitate from the community to the city, from the city to the county, from the county to the Republic of Liberia. Let people know that responsibility. You have people, the only way they will get to like you is when you start to insult, go on the radio and insult, you give a lot of, you're not discussing the issue. So when I get to the Capitol building, we are the one who will be doing the technical details. As I told you, the civil and criminal procedure law, when you don't handle the and then most of the laws for poor men to get justice in this country is going to be very difficult. Because it's not that they don't want to give you justice, but the filing of the papers, precepts and things, how it works is going to be difficult. Let's take, for instance, one example. Assuming we are sitting in Harper City now, and you have your land, and then somebody, assuming your only livelihood is to lay a basket and make farm, and then you buy your land in Harper City, and you have the guy of affluent and has money who come to encroach on your property. The law says once the guy encroaches on your property and you file the lawsuit at the full judicial circuit court in Maryland, and then the guy proceed to Monrovia and hire a lawyer, it means that all other documents from the court should come to Monrovia.
Transfer.
Yeah, to issue all other lawyers that notice of assignment and motions, you have to come to Monrovia and serve on the lawyer while the guy is defendant is in Harper City. So you have the challenge. So how can you get justice as a very poor person? So we need to amend the laws. There are several things we need to amend in our civil and criminal procedure law before we get justice in this country.
It's a message resonating well. I mean, you have a legal basic, if you win, you go in the house. It's a message resonating well in the people's ears. Some of them have made their decisions already. I'm on this camp. There is no way I'm not going to move on to not support this person.
You get to know that our message is resonating when we meet the people and they say, oh, this is the first time we have heard this thing. Basically, I'm teaching. I'm doing politics, but I'm teaching. I'm guiding the people why they should vote. Why are they voting the person? Is it because they want somebody to give them money before they vote? So most of the time they have voted for people who told them, say, look, because of my money, you voted for me. So they feel insulted. So people to be thinking. So as I told you earlier, many Liberians are challenged when it comes to reasoning, more especially when you have young people taking drugs and most of their minds are cirrhosis. You need to just tutor them, guide them through the process. So that if you make decision, the other way around, you don't have to be angry with them, but you need to keep talking to them. That's why on my platform, some of the billboards you see, I say the professional must rise to save the state. The professional must rise to save the state. What are you sitting here? You need to give the better information to the people.
I'm playing my profession.
Yeah, that you play a profession. Like why you think I enjoy you? Like God telling the people how to vote, this the ballot paper, you need to do this, Our people don't know these things. They just vote people based because they all see the man, because the man handsome.
You said the professional post you do what?
The professional must rise to save the state. The state is dying. Yes, this country is dying on you. This country is dying. We need to rise. The pastors, imams, teachers, nurses. You find that there are people sitting in offices who just passing people around. They are getting more pay than nurses. Why do you think it's happening like this? Because there's no standard. There is no standard set. If we have standard set, people will be paid as per their profession and their level of education or qualification.
You could make a good lawmaker. It depends on the will of the people of the vote your way.
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
The professional should save the state.
Professional must rise to save the state.
Rise and save the state.
Yes.
So in all aspects.
Yes, you must rise. Don't say look, because most of the time you find out lawyers, doctors are saying, oh, I don't like politics. Pastors say, I don't want to get involved with politics. Okay. Imams are saying, I don't want to get involved. But you have responsibility to advise your people how to vote. Because these professional guys are people who feel that they can make life on their own. Plus or minus politics or political position, they can make life. But we are saying if you sit there and do nothing, you find that irresponsible people who do not have the requisite qualification, people who are with gross incompetence will be there supervising you and making decisions on your behalf. Then the country is going to go nowhere. That's why we have availed ourselves.
What's your number on the ballot box?
I'm number 2 on the ballot box. I'm number 2. I'm from the Economic Freedom Fighter.
Okay. EFF.
EFF. Okay. We are supporting the Senate Bureau, the candidacy of Joseph Yumabwaka. Okay. So
you from EFF, and the Unity Party also have a candidate. I see the reason Ambassador Blanca won the district.
Yeah.
And he lived at the end of the candidate handoff.
Yeah, he's a wise old man.
Okay, so you have Unity Party candidate, you have EFF.
Yeah, candidate.
So both of you on your own.
Yeah.
You mean they come and you and CB Bashir now?
Yeah.
Both of you on your own.
In fact, it's like Bashir has run away from the district because I'm the only one campaigning for Ambassador Joseph Yumabwaka.
You mean
I'm not seeing Bashir any longer. He's an incumbent, but I'm not seeing him any longer. He was on.
He's on the UP ticket.
Yeah, he's on the UP ticket.
Playing his favor, so I don't need to campaign.
No, but the thing is this: people are becoming more conscious as it relates to who become the representative.
No more vote one, vote all.
No, there's no more vote one, vote all. But with our relationship with the Unity Party, we are inculcated in a manner that you can see the difference between the EFFL and the Unity Party.
But you're too there now. Bashir Shuya sit on the round table. Look, this thing, like the ANC and Liberty Party, look, so the Liberty Party have a candidate here, no need for ANC to
the reason why the
EFL... let's do this round table. Look, Anthony Blackie, CB Bashir, look, what person have to leave here and go?
Yeah, but
that's a difficult one.
No, the thing is not about Bashir. It's about the decision of the people. Unity Party cannot afford to lose that district.
Have he served well? He's been a lawmaker for 6 years.
The ballot.
met
You know,
this expectation. Have yourself well.
There is something
you
in
want
law.
to replace him.
There is something in law called res issa loquitur. That is, the thing will speak for itself. The word will speak for him.
You want to replace him. Have
Yeah.
yourself well.
Well, for me or him? What did I say?
He's your lawmaker. Forget district. Have yourself the district well.
But it's level of the district to decide. So it's not.
We're from the same camp. So I see whether you agree.
No, but actually, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
In our team, no. They may have gone this long. Patrick Camp, yes.
No, let me be very real.
Have yourself well.
Let me tell you. Let me be very real. Why would you want to replace Bashir with Patrick Umuya or Smo or Teoti Wanage? Bashir is better off than them. Sincerely, if I was not in the race, I would vote for Bashir. Seriously, I will tell you.
So I'm a bit confused.
No, but because we are only saying that people with the better requisite, knowledge. So we have it. We have it. I have it. I have the better competence in when it comes to lawmaking. With my track record in law and my services in this country, on the side of law. Look, let me tell you something. From Temple of Justice all over the country, all the major magistrate courts, you find that all the magistrates sitting there are my classmates or my school.
So you could make a good lawmaker than CB Bashir.
I can be. I am. I could be a very good lawmaker because I understand the dialectics of lawmaking.
And I regret if you don't win the seat in District
3. I know I will win, but the desperation is so high among the guys who do not have any fallback position, because that is the only way to life to come to sources.
So you already got your fallback.
Yeah, I got a fallback. So if I don't win, I'll just go take my black out, and the next day I'll go to court.
Also,
yeah, you see me the next day, maybe I'll be in a commercial court or the civil law court. Definitely, I'm telling you. I have the competence, but I know I will win. From the numerical and analysis, we have synthesized and done better analysis with the people we have gathered with the people we're talking to, and people in our camp, they are talking to our people. We have almost 1,000 persons on the campaign trail.
Which of the candidates have when you going to bed? Anthony Blackie is having some sleepless night. This person is the most commendable force in that district. I'm thinking about Kuku Dobo. Yes. So Patrick Kumuya,
no. These are guys. These are guys. Let me tell you something. Thank you very much. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you about this guy, Patrick Kumuya. He doesn't have the basic knowledge. He doesn't even appear on debate. He shy away. He doesn't know the issue.
Let's do one more. Okay, Patrick, okay, right there. Right?
He doesn't know that. T. Wanake is a guy who is a schemer. He's a serious manipulator. Serious manipulator. He wants to manipulate the district. Let me tell you something. Let me just say it in detail. He's a serious manipulator in that he doesn't have any structure in the district. He has no family relationship like some of us.
No fingerprint, nothing.
It's not about fingerprint. It's about the establishment in the district. Okay. He told people that he got people placed in New Jersey or other areas. He's going to get the people on the bus to go and see. This guy is scheming.
Okay, so your target now is the former lawmaker Kuku Dobo. Yeah, because that's a colleague legally.
Yes.
And
She's sound. She's very sound. Yes. She's very sound. Except that she has gone there to serve, and then she feel the people. But actually, she's sound, so I have too much respect for her.
Great.
That's why even like I was saying, you see, like Sumo Mamba, he went in the district, Nimi Street. Let me provide this education for Sumo Mamba. Major streets are named by the act of the legislature, and community streets are named by the municipal authority. So he should now go and start to move the things he posted on. You got Green Street, you got Old Street, all those things. He does not have the legal capacity to name streets. You don't do that. It means that he has, basically he's a man with gross incompetence who doesn't know the issue. How will you go name street when you have no capacity to start naming street? No one person has the authority to name street. You understand what I said?
Maybe you need to have the Blackie Avenue.
So if the community endorse that, yes, it can be. But I can't go and say Blackie Avenue. I don't have the
Blackie Streets.
No, you don't do that. If it is the community, it's the municipal authority. If the major street, like you say, Broad Street, Painesville, all the things, is named by the act of the legislature and not individual person.
Great. So his name is Anthony John Avin Blackie, number 3.
Number two
on the ballot box. Yes. Number 2 on the ballot box. District number 3. Let's get a few calls. We don't want to go deep into our radio time, so we'll take just 5 minutes of our radio studio time. Let's get the lines activated. This is the Breakfast Show. My name is O'Neil MARKA, running straight up to 10 o'clock. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
Hold on. All right. All right. Thank you. Okay, let me see if I can pick this person on the line. Yeah, they've been really trading bombing all of the camps. Good morning. Why you can't receive bomb? Go to the issue. He's a candidate. Okay. All right. All right. Great. Easy. I need to hear from the camp of Sumo. Yeah. You'll get last 4 days to do so. Sumo, T1K, all of that. Yes. Maka, I think no call. It's 10 o'clock already. Yes. Let's get up to the few callers.
Yeah, but you see, when somebody is saying
The
7 polls,
should be taken now.
yeah, somebody is saying 7 polls, and as you stick with my profession, it just behooves me to say that I'm the best guy because I have the basic knowledge, which that candidate don't have. You understand what I say? You see, when people begin to answer questions or act based on perceived emotional depression, you know that they are depressed. You need to help them out. This is why even on my platform, I have mental health. Most Liberians are challenged when it comes to mental health. Most of their activities have serious mental health challenges. So we have mental health issue on our platform. So we need to work with them. We are pity their condition, pity their analysis, but we need to help them out. These are guys who don't have, the reasoning.
After winning the election, you come around.
Yeah,
you bring Patrick, you bring T, you bring Sumo.
Yeah.
You see, let's sit on the round table.
Yeah, definitely. You have them unified. We just have to be truthful to our people.
You sure you'll win it?
I will win it. I will win it from my analysis.
Okay.
We are not so desperate, but we say we have the competence. So we are trying to help our people to make the decision, to make the analysis, helping them to guide them through the process of analysis. That's why we say laws are better made by lawyers. Okay. And the professional must rise to save the state. The professionals must rise to save the state. You have to go there and tell the people what they need to know. Our people need help. Our people are not informed. This is why people will go and carry a couple of rest of them and they feel that those guys are the savior. What can Patrick say to me? The man who doesn't go to debate, what would one can say? The man who has nothing in the district, what would Small say? Who doesn't understand the basic legal issue? Who goes and start naming street all over the place when he has no authority? Why would you do this? It means they don't understand the issues. So the issues. So we need to help them out.
As you close up in just a minute, one of time already.
Okay, in closing, I will say, look, people at district number 3, vote people based on their level of intelligence, their level of understanding of what they want to do. People who want to be a lawmaker should have the basic knowledge of what they want to do. That is why you're not going to send mechanic to sing your house, and you're not going to send carpenter to fix your car. We are in better position. We know it. All our life we have done. You need people who go in the cabinet building to read legal documents and analyze. There's Sumo sat on the radio station and you tell about they need to change the Firestone law. How can you change the Firestone law when you have honor law? They got the doctrine of Esther-Paul. When you start to benefit from the agreement, there is no way you can change that agreement. You had the opportunity ever since 1926 to make that agreement and change the agreement. Then you come in now, you say you want to change the agreement. The Firestone agreement, the agreement can never be changed because you have a doctrine under the law, says the doctrine of Esther-Paul. Once you start to benefit from a contract, you can change the contract. So the people should stop misleading our people. We are on number 2 because I'm the only candidate now, campaigning for Joseph Parker. Okay. So district number 3 people will beg you. Unity Party should not lose this election in district number 3. I know many of you people are angry, are annoyed with the situation, but we want you to support the candidacy of Ambassador Joseph Nyimon Parker. He's number 2 on the ballot paper, and Anthony John Alvin Blackie. I am the number 2 person on the representative ballot paper. We want you to also vote number 7 for the senatorial ballot paper, Waymon Pay. Well, we will have the senator coming from our party and the representative coming from our party. We will better support. No, he's my candidate. He's my candidate, so I will vote for. I will wait for
EFF. Their candidate. I will not understand with this one. Don't me ask all that thing here. Your candidate, if that's your candidate, you and CB Bashir was not going to contest. One person was going to back off. You from the EFF, Bashir from the Unity Party.
Yeah, we are not enemies.
You're not enemies. This agreement, one person should have backed off.
No, there was no consultation done. Okay. At the time, initially I wanted to contest on the Unity Party.
So when you and Bashir see one to one, you tell him leave.
No, Bashir, we meet normally. He visits my office. I visit his office, and we have interaction. Good interaction.
Great. Meanwhile, you want to replace it. Thank you so much. The voice of
I'm with an alternative. Okay. So I want to be in the party because most of them are frustrated, are discouraged. They say they don't want to vote the party representative candidate, and we are campaigning for Joseph Nyimon Parker. We will say sorry. Please vote for us.
Okay. Thank you. The voice of John Alvin Blackie, representative candidate district number 3. He's number 2 on the ballot box. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. This is how we go home on the TBS. But listen to us on Saturdays, on Sundays. We have the last shot. Saturday will be back at 7:15 in the morning on behalf of the entire team. Marka Davis, Ada Butler. This guy is very exceptional. I'm Oni Roberts. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.